Walk into almost any major retail store today, and you'll notice something that used to feel rare but is now becoming common. Everyday products are locked behind glass: toothpaste, razors, cosmetics, even basic over-the-counter medications. Items that were once casually picked up from open shelves now require an employee with a key. So what changed? Why are more retailers locking products behind glass? The most immediate reason is shrink, the retail industry's term for inventory loss due to theft, damage, or administrative error. Over the past few years, many retailers have reported elevated shrink levels, particularly in urban locations and high-traffic stores. For businesses operating on thin margins, even small increases in shrink can significantly impact profitability. Unlike luxury goods, many everyday consumer products generate modest margins per unit. If a meaningful percentage of those items walk out unpaid, the financial math deteriorates quickly. Locking products behind glass is one of the most direct ways to reduce theft on high-risk items. But the issue is more complex than just petty theft. Retailers have been navigating a combination of organized retail crime, economic pressure on consumers, and internal cost controls. Organized groups targeting high resale value goods have become more sophisticated. Certain items, like cosmetics, over-the-counter medications, and baby products, are easy to resell and transport. From a retailer's perspective, locking products behind glass is a preventive measure. However, this shift also reflects broader operational realities. Retail has changed dramatically in the past decade. E-commerce has reshaped customer expectations. Labor costs have increased. Supply chain costs have fluctuated. Many brick-and-mortar retailers are under constant pressure to maintain margins while competing with online platforms. When margins are tight, losses feel heavier. If a store loses too much inventory, it can lead to higher prices, reduced staffing, or even store closures. In that context, locking products is seen as a defensive move, an attempt to preserve store viability. There is also a geographic dimension. Not all stores lock products behind glass. The practice is often concentrated in specific locations where shrink rates are higher. Retailers analyze store-level data carefully. If certain items consistently experience loss, those products are targeted. This data-driven approach means glass cases are not randomly installed. They are the result of risk calculations. But this strategy carries trade-offs. Retail has always relied on convenience. The ability to walk in, pick up what you need, and check out quickly is part of the in-store value proposition. When products are locked behind glass, friction increases. Customers must find an employee, they must wait for assistance, they may abandon purchases if the process takes too long. This can reduce impulse buying and potentially lower overall sales. So why would retailers accept that friction? Because in some cases, the loss from theft outweighs the loss from inconvenience. This reveals an important shift in retail economics. Companies are prioritizing loss prevention over pure convenience in certain environments. It suggests that theft-related costs have reached a level where protective measures are financially justified. Technology also plays a role. Some retailers are experimenting with alternatives: electronic shelf locks, smart cabinets that open after scanning a mobile app, or AI-powered surveillance systems. But these solutions require investment. Glass cases, while imperfect, are a relatively simple and immediate fix. There is also a psychological component. Visible security measures can deter opportunistic theft. When products are openly accessible, the barrier to theft is low. When they are locked, the barrier increases. Even if not every case is monitored constantly, the perception of oversight can influence behavior. At the same time, retailers must balance security with customer experience. Excessive locking can create an atmosphere that feels restrictive or unwelcoming. Stores do not want to alienate paying customers, so decisions are often selective. High theft, high resale items are prioritized. Lower-risk goods remain accessible. Economic pressures on consumers may also be contributing to the trend. Periods of higher inflation and financial stress can increase retail shrink. While not all theft is driven by economic hardship, organized crime plays a significant role. Retailers are responding to measurable patterns: not speculation. Another factor is labor. Retail staffing levels have changed over time. Some stores operate with leaner teams than they did a decade ago. Monitoring every aisle consistently is difficult with limited staff. Physical barriers like glass cases reduce reliance on constant oversight. In other words, locking products can serve as a substitute for labor-intensive loss prevention. There is also a competitive angle. If one retailer in a region experiences high shrink and locks certain items, competitors may follow if they face similar issues. Over time, what once seemed unusual becomes normalized. Customers may initially react negatively, but as more stores adopt the practice, expectations adjust. However, this approach is not a long-term solution to every challenge. Retailers understand that excessive friction can push shoppers online. If buying toothpaste in-store becomes inconvenient, customers may choose delivery instead. That shifts revenue channels and changes store traffic patterns, so locking products is often viewed as a targeted response, not a blanket strategy. It reflects a larger theme in retail today, balancing accessibility with protection. Brick-and-mortar stores must remain inviting and efficient while also safeguarding inventory. That tension has intensified as operational costs rise and margins remain tight. Ultimately, the decision to lock products behind glass is not about distrust of customers. It is about economics. Retailers analyze data at the item level. If specific products consistently generate losses that exceed acceptable thresholds, protective measures follow. It is a financial calculation. And in a competitive environment where profitability determines whether stores stay open or close, those calculations carry weight. The rise of locked glass cases tells a broader story about modern retail. It signals that shrink has become a serious enough issue to justify visible trade-offs. It highlights how thin margins shape operational decisions, and it reflects how brick-and-mortar businesses are adapting to protect viability in a challenging environment. For shoppers, it may feel inconvenient. For retailers, it is increasingly seen as necessary, and as long as the economics support it, the glass cases are likely to remain.